All right. Gonna go for a ride today. Beautiful day out here in Alamogordo. It's a little fairly early yet. A little before 8 o'clock this morning. And I am gonna try to knock out another section of New Mexico BDR, which will be my first New Mexico BDR on the Super Tenere here. And I'll probably go by the gas station, just top everything off, and I'll try to show you my setup for today on my bags. I'm hoping this works out well. It's been one of my hang-ups on, you know, taking that step off-road with this bike, and pretty happy with what I got set up. I got the majority of stuff I've been taking with me for camping with my family. I lightened up a couple of things, and I've got it all in soft bags, so I didn't really want to be bouncing around off-road with the hard bags. And I've got my giant loop automotive fluids bag, so I'll get some extra gas at the gas station here. Excited. What I think I'm gonna do is well, I'm kind of debating a little bit. Part of me is thinking go up to Cloudcroft and jump on the BDR and go to Carrizozo. The other part of me is thinking drive out to Weed, jump on the BDR, and do the whole second section. So I'm in a little bit of turmoil on my trying to decide what I want to do there. I've done pretty much the whole thing from Weed to High Rolls on my dirt bike, and it was beautiful, and I'd love to do it again. But you know, if I only have so much time, do I want to redo part of what I've already done? So I need to, you know, go to the bathroom or get off the pot, so to speak, decide what I want to do here. They're saying it might rain today, so I don't know. I tried to look at the weather a little bit and see if that would help at all, and it's just kind of scattered thunderstorms. I don't know if it's that big a deal or not. It's probably going to be a fair amount colder to do that first half of the second section, so kind of leaning towards just jump in there and Cloudcroft and ride out the rest of that section, and then I may try to do the first section on this bike and then go all the way to High Rolls. So I think that's how I want to do it. I'll do that section later, and I'll just kind of jump in halfway on the second section, and if that all goes really smooth and everything's running nice, when I get to Carrizozo, maybe I'll try to knock out part of the third section, or I don't know, we'll see. Kind of to be determined. I also want to go home and see my family, so don't necessarily want to spend too many days trying to do this. But at the same time, I've been waiting a long time to get this bike on the BDR. So okay, here's a little look at the back of my bike. Got the giant loop panniers, and I got all my cooking stuff on that side, and I got my tent and sleep system over here, some miscellaneous stuff in that bag, chair, table, and here's that little fuel cell. So we'll see how this goes, but I got my tools up here on the side and a little tank bag. I'm pretty happy with the way I got it, but we'll see. Like I said, I've been kind of putting this off because I was a little unsure on how I wanted to do everything. Okay. I did take this bike to a little area out here by La Luz, and it was fun, but it was a little sketchy. I ended up actually my box on my top box, I broke the bracket holding it down, so that's kind of what shied me a little bit away from trying to hit the BDR with hard luggage. But yeah, so I'm excited. Almost thinking about doing a little shakedown in La Luz there, but I think I'll just keep going. I feel pretty confident the way the bags are on here. So I think it'll be good. And there's just a little bit of a chill in the air, like maybe it is going to rain, so I think I'm going to stick with my plan of going for basically half of the second section of the New Mexico BDR. So and I completed the whole first section of the New Mexico BDR with my brother-in-law's KLR 650. And I haven't put that video out yet, but it did end in the dark, and I had gotten off work that night, stayed up all day, drove all the way to Del City, and then worked my way up, and I was pretty shot, so I actually stopped and slept alongside of a tree for a little while because I didn't want to wreck my brother-in-law's bike. So but I do plan on redoing the first section with this bike. But today I really just want to go for something new. Alright, I'm coming through high rolls here. I don't know if you can see my Onyx, but that was West Side Drive we just passed. So we are officially on part of the route for the BDR. It just runs up to Highway 82 here, and then we'll turn off once we go through Cloudcroft, but thought I'd jump in and just kind of say that in case anybody wants to follow along on a map or anything. back with you here, coming into Cloudcroft. And more and more I'm kind of glad on my plan, because it's a little chilly up here and it looks like it might rain. Hopefully once I get down out of some of the elevation it won't be so bad, but my intake air dropped to 55. My guess is it's a little colder than that, but just a touch chilly, and it's a little damp, so it makes it feel that much colder. There's the new Alsups is all put in now. Last fall when I came out here they were working on all that, but yeah, neat little town of Cloudcroft. If you come through, check it out. There's a couple of neat little stores and restaurants and stuff up here, and I don't know if you can tell, but it's kind of cloudy up here, so we're on the route. It kind of goes through town, and then it picks up on I believe it's 244, that eventually if you stay on it'll go through the reservation, Mescalero reservation, and over towards Mescalero and Ruidoso. But the route turns off, and I don't remember exactly where, so we'll just follow it on the GPS. But kind of looking forward to some new territory I haven't really explored very much. So I might have been on some of it with my dirt bike one time when I came up here, but I don't know. Hoping everything is open and it's something I can get through, but time will tell. And that's pretty much it there for Cloudcroft. Next little town is Mayhill, but we'll be turning off before that. And the signs that are flashing elk are pretty accurate, especially in the evenings. Almost every time I drive through here I see some. There's also wild horses out here, and you know, you got to be a little careful, but it's awesome to see the wildlife. More awesome to see them than to hit them, but still pretty cool, I guess. Alright, here's that 244 I was talking about. And yeah, you can see the sign, Mescalero, Ruidoso, Silver Lake. This might go by Silver Lake, I don't remember. But oh, 35, I better slow down a little bit. Lincoln National Forest. There's horses. I don't know if those are wild or not. There's a fence there, but hard to tell sometimes. I think one time I came through, there was a bunch of horses in that park, and I'm pretty sure those are wild, but like I said, it's hard to tell sometimes. A little more up close, a lot of the wild ones are pretty dungy looking, but just, you know, they don't have anybody brushing them out or keeping up with their hooves or anything like that. But oops, I just made my first mistake. I drove right by my turn. Probably not the best place to turn around, but the other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn off my traction control just because I don't want to end up in a situation where I need a little more and I don't want to give it to me. So it was a very long time ago that I came through here on my dirt bikes. I don't remember if this is where I came through or not, but it looks like... Do I... Yeah. And there we go. That's the way the BDR goes. Blacktop and then off-road. But we'll see how this bike does. I think it's gonna do okay. It's a little heavy for throwing around stuff like this, but I got nothing to prove. I'm just out here trying to enjoy a nice ride, so this does look a little familiar. I'm gonna have to tighten up my phone mount. I've got my suspension a little firm too for some of this, but I'd rather not be bottoming out all the time. And for a while I had my rear shock has an external reservoir, and I didn't realize that's what it was, but if I had my daughter on the back and we'd hit pretty big bumps when we're loaded down to go camping and stuff, it was grinding against the tire. I couldn't figure out what the heck was making that noise, and I finally figured it out, so I've moved that a little bit. But before then I had kind of cranked the suspension up a little bit to avoid some of that, so I could let it out a little bit. But it's not terribly hard, but it's kind of a pain in the butt to do, so I just haven't done it. And I'm pretty heavy, so having the spring rate up a little bit, I think, isn't a bad idea either. I feel like I'm a fair amount lighter the way I'm set up today, though. I got a little bit less stuff with me, and then the metal boxes are heavier than the bags for sure. And I've also distributed some weight with putting my tools up front. So, and then I countered it a little bit with one side to the other. The tools are on the one side where the opposite of the radiator, because I don't want to block any of the radiator airflow. But on the left back corner I put a gallon of water in that bag. So trying to keep the bike relatively balanced. Dropping elevation pretty quick here. Seems like it's been downhill since we got on this road. If this comes out the way I think it does, next time I have my dirt bike out here, I'm going to come through the other way, because it looks like this goes right up to where we just drove through, basically, on our way up the mountain. So I'm going to take just a second here and straighten up my phone. And if you can see, 82 is right there. That's where we just came through. So sometimes I wish I had just a little bit better road capability on my dirt bike, because this is the kind of stuff I just love on my dirt bike. And it's not that this doesn't do it. In fact, right now this is really good, but it's just more the I don't know if you want to say risk factor, like, you know, 600-700 pound bike, probably closer to 800 with all my gear and stuff, but probably closer to 7. Anyway, it's a nice bike, and I don't want to, you know, break something or destroy something or break me. So I just want to take it easy. I love this thing on the road. I mean, it's just crank her down and go, and you know, pretty soon you're where you were going, and you're like, you don't even realize you were going. So I'm liking this road, though. I think this is going to be a pretty fun part of the trip here, so. A little nervous. I get confused sometimes with what I've done that I think is part of the BDR and what was actually part of the BDR, because I've gotten into some washes and stuff that are just like big loose rock and shifty and just, you know, not very much fun to drive on. And I associate that with different sections of the BDR sometimes, and you know, part of the reason I was nervous about taking this bike out is I made a wrong turn. That's cool. I made a wrong turn on my dirt bike and ended up on an ATV trail in the dark and ditched it, and like, that wasn't the BDR's fault, that was my fault. But in my mind, I kind of associate that with the BDR, so it's not really fair. I feel like they did a really good job picking out these roads. I mean, what I want to do on an adventure bike is this. You know, get on the blacktop, get to a section like this, drive through some beautiful scenery up in the mountains, and not be to the technical level that I can't handle it, and then get on the next section of blacktop to buzz to the next piece. So I need some more experiences like this one to inspire a little bit of confidence, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. And I've been holding off a little bit. This is one of the things I really wanted to accomplish while I was out here, and my contract is coming up in July. We're about halfway through May right now, and I need to get to putting some miles on these roads if I'm gonna. But like I said, so far this is helping me with liking this. I was thinking about putting my gloves on when I stopped, and I forgot about that too. So I still got analog brakes on. This thing does a pretty good job. It's got integrated front and rear braking, and you know, I can't just get on the back pedal and slide the back tire, but I don't need to right now. If I get into some really steep hills, I might, but I don't think so. I hope not to have to get into something to where I need it, I guess is what I'm getting at. Another thing that shook me a little bit is I took my wife's Honda NC700X, and if you've watched my channel, you've probably seen the video where I dumped it on the ice, and that's the other reason I was putting off coming up here so long, is you just don't want to drive a motorcycle in the mountains on ice. So, but I'm pretty sure most of the snow and ice and stuff is gone, especially on the roads. And I think that when we went on our little family trip last week, there's a couple spots high up in the mountains where the sun didn't get to. There's a couple patches of snow, but I think for the most part it's all gone now. So this little intersection here, at some point in time I really need to figure out when I'm going to edit some videos. Kind of been burning the candle at all the ends, and you know, unless I have some sort of an issue with my hard drive, I've got a lot of footage and you're sitting there ready to be edited. So yeah, here we go, you know, 1200cc Super Tenere, bombing up and down some of these roads. Oh, looks like we go right up to the edge of the Muscalero reservation and then kind of turn. I love this road. I wish I would have did this sooner. Looks like right here it's real close to the edge of Muscalero. So I think there's a sign down there. Somebody peppered sign there or something, but keep seeing a little bit of a rut, and I'm worried it's going to throw me, but it seems to be handling it pretty good so far. Not that it can't, get worse, but I really don't think the camera will pick it up. But there's some slight little ruts in this road, not very deep, but enough to where I'm cautious that I don't want it to pick my tire and throw it somewhere I don't want it. I don't know what some of the other adventure bikes are like. A lot of people really like the BMWs, and I'm sure they're an awesome bike. Going along with that, though, I feel like they're an expensive to maintain bike. And I'm not saying you don't get what you pay for, because I believe the performance is probably going to be there, but I don't have one, and I did rent a BMW at one point and did some riding on it, but it was all street riding, and I don't even remember what model it was. I don't know that it was an adventure model, but anyway, I don't understand why these Yamaha Super Teneres get a little bit of a bad rap for this. Maybe I'm a big enough rider to where, the size doesn't fight against me as bad. Maybe I'm looking for something different than other people. I mean, this is the kind of thing I want to ride on. This is the kind of thing I want to do. I don't need to go do single track with a 700-pound bike. I don't even like doing single track with my 300-pound dirt bike. So, maybe it's just a difference in what a person is trying to accomplish. But I mean, this bike has long service intervals, has excellent reliability ratings, and they're fairly reasonably priced in the used market. Even new, they're not that nuts. And I don't follow a lot of the adventure stuff as far as like publicity and reading and all that, but they get bashed, and I don't know. But I guess I'm grateful because I got this one for a very reasonable price, and I think this might transition here to private property now, out of the Lincoln National Forest, so we'll just stick to the road and try not to piss everybody off so that this trail can stay open. Kind of opens up here a little bit. Make sure my camera's still running. Yeah. guess for people that grew up with stuff like this, it's not as big of a deal, but to me, the mountains and just this type of terrain and country is just mind-boggling to me. I guess it was just that little section that was private land. We're back into the national forest again. I guess another thing that is always in the back of my mind as well is, you know, everybody advises against riding alone, and for good reason. Somebody get hurt, somebody break down, get lost, whatever. There's 100 different reasons, but I struggle with it because I don't really have the ability to go riding as often unless I'm alone. And stuff like this, you know, so this is 600 miles away from a couple of the friends that I have that would probably come do this, and we all have jobs and we all work and we all have families, and you know, it's hard to align a good time to be able to come and do stuff like this, and I'm kind of left with ride alone or don't ride at all. So I try to make you know, wise decisions and not get too carried away. And you know, this week I have my truck here, so if I was to break down or something happen, all I gotta do is get back down Magordo, and you know, I'm not that far away from there. You know, I could walk if I had to, and you know, I could get my truck out on roads like this. So, you know, I have options. They may not always be the best, but I've talked about it before in some of my videos, but I got myself over my head in on my dirt bike my first day out here, and I don't want to repeat that because that could have been a lot worse. And weeks when I ride the bike, ooh, that was a little soft. Maybe I should drive instead of be playing around. Weeks when I'm riding my bike to work instead of driving my truck, if I break my bike down, I'm kind of stranded. You know, 600 miles from home. So yeah, the edge of this road is like the edge, in case you were wondering. But doesn't mean I don't want to go ride and have fun either, though. So it's conflicting. This stuff looks a little looser. Not terrible, but just one of those things where, you know, you don't want to think it's going to be there and it's not. And be going so fast that you screw up and end up going off of that. Calico Peak Vista. This road's reminds me a lot of the West Side Drive or whatever that's called. I hope the camera picks some of this up because this is just beautiful. Been out here for 6 months and haven't seen this yet. If it was at all any kind of wet, I would be incredibly grateful for this gravel. However, it's not, and this shit makes me nervous. It's beautiful though. So my wife would not be a fan of driving on this stuff. Plus her bike doesn't really like this stuff either. I drove that in some of that wash stuff I was talking about with the bigger rocks that are kind of shifty, and it just doesn't want to just point it and go. It wants to plow, and you try to correct it and it goes the wrong way. And must be dancing in and out of cell service a little bit because my radio just quit playing. The other thing I want to do eventually is, as my girls get older, if they're still into bikes, maybe we can, you know, get into some OHV type stuff. Yeah, I think a lot of this you could ride with OHV, and find trails like this, even if we trailer, you know, trailer to a park or whatever, and then go from there. But be kind of fun, I think. Not sure why I'm letting this rock intimidate me so much, but just feels like if you're not careful, this shit could throw you a little bit. I mean, the bike seems to be doing fine, but just gotta have that in the back of my head. I will say that the clearance on the front fender on this bike is a little bit of an issue. Sometimes the tire will pick up a rock and it interferes pretty bad with the fender, but I think I've seen some posts where people have found like a high clearance fender or something, but it's all integrated with the brake lines and all that other stuff, and it just, I don't really feel like jacking with it. And I really haven't been on a lot of gravel with this yet. We might have got a little better road again here. Leaving National Forest land. I think some of that road back there just didn't get very much traffic since I did the gravel. And it would probably be a little better once it does. I think I'm near High Rolls again here, maybe. Yeah. It's a nice little Jeep. Some nice old cars. I don't know if this stays blacktop or not. We're fixing a turn here. If it does, maybe we can cover a little bit of ground here. I guess we've been at it for about an hour. So, not too bad. 33 miles since we left Alamogordo. And not do nothing stupid here and get going too fast and lose it on one of these corners. Well, I think I'm gonna cut the video here for a minute, and my battery's getting a little on the low side, so I'll bring it back here after a little while. Probably stop and get a drink and change the battery and see what I don't really remember exactly where this goes next, so alright. Got myself a little drink of coffee, looked at the map a little bit, and we're just outside of La Luz. I gave my luggage a little once over, tightened a couple straps up, but so far so good. Everything seems to be riding pretty good. I got an extra 2 gallons of gas with me, and that's just kind of a nice little insurance blanket. So, I I don't think I've ever been this way, so this will be new for me. And I'm not exactly sure if this is all going to be a road, or if we hit some more trails again, or logging roads, or, you know, dirt roads, or whatever you want to call them. Been on blacktop now for a little bit, so it's kind of nice. Relax a little bit, wind through the roads, enjoy the scenery. And then, I don't know if we're going to get rain down today or not. It's not quite cold enough that I want to put my rain layer in, but I think we're headed more that way. Be a little bit more out of the weather, hopefully. I'm pretty, oh, there's a couple drops. Pretty happy with having not gone, you know, all the way to Weed, New Mexico, and started right there, because I think it'd just be cold and kind of rainy, and I don't think it'd be as fun of an experience, and a little more risk for wiping out on the trail or something too. A fair amount of that was some pretty good off-road roads that are winding up and down the hills, so from what I remember at least. So for what it's worth, on this section so far, I use AT&T for my phone, and I pretty much had service most of the way. I got YouTube music playing in the background in my helmet, so I know when I lose service it, you know, cuts out, but it's not been for very long so far. I don't think I can say that for the first section of the BDR, or possibly even the first half of the second section, but so far pretty good service. But we're in, you know, the vicinity of Cloudcroft and Alamogordo and La Luz, and fairly populated area, so we're headed up towards Ruidoso, which is going to be the same thing, so we'll see. And unless it starts pouring rain, I really can't complain about the weather. A little bit of overcast is kind of nice, kind of a cool breeze. My intake's showing 75, so we're probably around 60 degrees, or 65, 70 degrees. But don't really know what all that is, but that's some interesting towers. I think this is kind of turning into more of a trail than a road, but so far we're still blacktop, so we'll see. Can't exactly see what the name of it is, but Onyx has this marked as a trail of some sort. There's some cows. got this feeling like I'm gonna get wet today, but that's alright. As much as I do like driving on gravel roads and seeing stuff like this, I'm able to see more of this driving on a blacktop road because, oh, and I just had to say that, it's just easier to navigate, but that's alright. I didn't expect this was going to stay blacktop. I would have been okay with it, but, you know. I haven't been on the bike almost 2 hours. We've gone almost 50 miles. I feel like on my dirt bike, I would be more ready to get off and I wouldn't have gotten this far. I don't know, maybe. It's just hard to say. It's kind of cool back here though. Hopefully the camera does it a little bit of justice. Protect and enjoy your national forest. So I guess I'm back into national forest again. Oh man. I think I have my saw with me. Okay, well. Well, I'm out of shape, but here we are, driving again, and it started raining. Still a neat road though. I tried to open it up to at least something could get through. I mean, obviously a bike, but hopefully a little better than that. Oh, I'm back on. Oh, my traction control's back on because I shut it off. wonder if I'm going to try number 2 and leave it on. We might just leave it there and see what we think. If we get into sand, we'll have to turn it off, but hopefully on this stuff we'll be alright. Might actually be a good thing. Kind of hoping that we get out of the rain again. It's not much right now, but I just don't feel like getting soaked. Or wrecking. So, one of the items in my toolkit I just used is a little handsaw, and pretty grateful it was there. One of those things I probably wouldn't have thought to bring with me today if I was just grabbing everything individually, but that kept me going. I don't know how often these trails get checked. I didn't do a super good job cleaning it up, but if I would have had a, sawzall or a little chainsaw or something, I would have did a little better job, but that's alright. Looks like we're basically right on the edge of Mescalero Reservation, which kind of makes sense, I guess. We're somewhere around 7,500 feet, I think. Ooh, I just saw something up on the trail. I don't know what it was. Maybe the camera got it. Oh, horses. Here we go. Those, I believe, are wild horses. Pretty much guaranteed. They're nice looking horses. Those are a lot nicer than the ones I've seen. They're like, what the hell are you doing in our woods? Well, let me see if I can get a picture of my phone. Because, well, looks like they're leaving. Well, maybe. My dad, big horse nut, and he would appreciate a picture, I'm sure. Alright, so you think we're going to see some elk next? If there was a lot of rain, I would not want to be doing this route. lot of layers of windshield looking through if I'm got my helmet down and my windshield and my sun visor and all that stuff. So right now I got my helmet up and mostly trying to look over the windshield. I keep feeling like my motor isn't running right because of traction control, but I think if a person gets used to it, it's actually pretty helpful. Ears are kind of messing with me. Well, it's kind of pretty out there. Maybe we'll get on an edge here where we can see out a little better. We're on kind of a ridge right now. This bike handles way better on this stuff than what I thought it was going to. I'm still nervous and like I said, being respectful and cautious, but this thing's eating it up, man. Watch me dump it on these rocks now. You know, if I wasn't before working in healthcare, everybody's superstitious. Well, been touch and go on service for the last little bit here, so for the phone at least. I haven't had the radio since I cut down that tree. But that's alright. I just felt my ABS kick in on my brakes too. I grabbed just a little bit of brake there and felt the handle get hard. So I don't know. The bike is smarter than I am, I guess. Man, if it had rained very much, this would be kind of a nightmare. really need to get out to the Davy Crockett National Forest in Texas and see if I can check some of that out. I think that'd be kind of an interesting place to go scope out. If it's anything like this, that'd be awesome. Maybe even take the girls there on the dirt bikes. Been dropping for a while now. I don't know. I don't think I have service, so I probably don't know what the elevation is. Less here than up there. How's that for an answer? Little chipmunk. I don't know if the camera got that, but looks like there's another little trail off up here. So maybe we're getting close to civilization again. I don't know. There's pretty much been you know, choice between left or right, kind of hard packed with looser stuff around it, so that's not too bad. But definitely some places are a little bit sketchy. Oh, that's pretty. Hopefully you get some of that in the video here. Make sure my lens is clean. Pretty awesome. Back on private land, I believe. think I see the highway down there, so seems like maybe we're kind of coming out of it a little bit. And we may, take a little breather once we get out of here. It's already almost 1 o'clock. No, it's almost 11 o'clock. That's not bad. Might dig into one of the beef sticks I brought. Take this side. I try to be kind of selective if I'm going to change sides where I do it. So hopefully I don't screw myself up. So the BDR does come through Mescalero, and there is a fuel stop and stuff here in case you need to plan that out. I'm still doing pretty good on fuel, so I'm not too worried about it. But I figured I'd bring the camera on, show you what you see when you drive through, I guess. Kind of looking cloudy up there in the mountains again. Not sure if I'm making the right choice to keep going or not, but public welcome, unleaded diesel and propane. Mescalero Community Center. I think I'm going to swing in here just for a minute, just for fun. I decided to go ahead and just have a little lunch there and go to the bathroom, get a drink of water, do the things. little chilly up here. Clouds are kind of coming and going. For a little bit it looks like it's going to clear out, and then it kind of looks dark again. So I think we're going to chance it. Not exactly sure where I turn off. I don't go all the way to Ruidoso on this, I know that. So but I'm not sure what exactly where the turn off is. I'll just have to watch the map. So that was, we're 244 or whatever, that one that was coming from Cloudcroft. So I guess if a person didn't want to go through all the dirt roads but wanted to experience some of this, you could have gone, just stayed on that road and gone through the reservation, which I did that once on my dirt bike. It was really pretty. Looks a little bit like it's raining over there. Well, it looks like it's raining here too, I guess, right? Sorry for the raindrops on the camera. It is what it is, I guess. I imagine I should stop and put my rain layer on, or I'm gonna wish I would have. This looks like maybe a good spot to stop and do that. Mountain of the Gods Resort and Casino. I figured I would try to give a little overview here. And there's a lake out there. I think I heard somebody say that they stock it with fish, and there's fishing and stuff like that too available. So I don't know. That type of entertainment isn't necessarily my thing. Not that there's anything wrong with it, it just isn't really my kind of thing, so I haven't really checked into it at all. Looks like a nice place though. Really pretty here in the mountains. A little nervous about how much rain is coming down, but I guess might as well keep going. Pretty sure we're in Ruidoso. Ruidoso Rent-A-Car. Pretty good indication. This is a neat little town too. I haven't really spent a lot of time up here, but it's kind of a neat place. I don't know. Not the real touristy type, I guess. I like the, national forests and camping and outdoors and riding the bikes, but just not real big on all the expensive touristy typical things, I guess. But if you are, my guess is there's a fair amount of that here. I don't know about this rain. It looks pretty wet that way. But there are blacktop roads out of here over to Carrizozo if I need to. So alright. My camera was kind of being goofy, but I think the rain was playing with the touchscreen. I don't know if you can see this very well, but the white stuff is hail, and there's stuff in there that's as big as ½ inch. But yeah, there's quite a bit of it. So I thought I'd show you that. And also I just turned here on a road towards Carrizozo, so we'll see how long this battery lasts, because now my battery says it's low. But we'll see if I can't get a little more footage. It kind of let up a little bit, and sorry that you can't see much, because I can't either. But thought it would be interesting to show you the hail, and there's enough of it that it made the ground white, so I feel like that's fairly significant. I think I dodged most of that, and then I just stopped and looked at the radar. I kind of feel like I'm better off to keep going, like there's another wave kind of coming, and I feel like I might be out of here by the time that gets here. I don't know. And we're gonna see where this takes us. Also, it's about 45 degrees and I'm a little wet, so that kind of sucks, but not terribly cold yet. Again, I kind of feel like if I keep pushing, I'll get back where it's warmer and drier, and dry out and be fine. So I'm thinking just keep pushing. But I don't know whether or not I'm just going to stick to the roads or not, though, because I feel like depending on where this takes me off the blacktop, if it just got all the rain that just came through here and some of the hail and stuff, I may not be interested in riding it right now. But I don't want to be a weenie about it, so I'll check it out at least, which looks like is right up here. I don't know. seem too bad. Maybe a little bit of wet is good on this stuff. I mean, if it stays like this looks pretty good. But if it gets kind of, if it gets more muddy, then I'm not going to be real interested. But this wet packed gravel doesn't bother me. Of course, water has to keep jacking with my screens. Looks like I'm still recording. Kind of pretty out here. Hopeful that this road stays this nice, because I can handle this. I don't know if the camera caught it, but there's water in the little puddles on the road, so it definitely did rain here. And I can tell the ground is wet. I don't know if the camera can, but there's some water. The other thing I might do is possibly find a spot to stop and build a little campfire and try to dry out a little bit. Well, welcome to weather swings in the mountains of New Mexico. That's neat, little covered bridge. Picnic area, schoolhouse picnic area. Stop and find some sticks and build a little fire. But I'll just keep pushing on. I really think I get back down out of some of this elevation, and which somewhere around 7,000 feet. Temperature's going to go up. Hopefully it'll be dry, and I'll warm up and dry out and keep making progress here. Gate closed ahead, it's open. Oh, blacktop? Okay. Cool. We keep jumping in and out of National Forest, so I don't know whether this is or isn't, but I'll take it. It looks like there's like wood walkways set up to get down there. That's kind of cool. I don't really feel like trying to fish right now, but it's a pretty good little lake here. It's not huge, but it's not little either. Water's really pretty looking. Like kind of a ooh. Let's go around this and hope nobody's coming. Should pay attention where. Ooh, that felt funny. Back to gravel. Okay. I'm actually okay with that. I think we just got off the kind of road that she'd be okay with, but I don't know, she might do this, but probably not. Kind of cool if that sunshine would come out for a little while. I feel like we just peaked 87. Crest Trailhead. No motorcycle. Alright, we're gonna see what this is. I think this is good enough for me for a picture. This is better yet. Not sure if it was a good idea, but it was better. Okay. So, yeah, there's taller peaks, but I'm kind of glad I came up here. And, need a minute to swap batteries, maybe drink a little bit of coffee, sit up here and maybe dry out a little bit. So I'm going to take some pictures, take a little break here and just soak it in for a little bit. This is awesome though. Okay, well, just in case the camera was a little blurry because there was a raindrop on it, I'm going to redo this last shot here. But I stopped up here on the top of this little mountain and got a drink, stretched my legs, put a new battery in the camera, took some pictures, just soaking it in a little bit, and tightened up my luggage a little bit. I had a couple straps that could tighten a little bit. I am just thrilled with how the luggage is doing. I mean, when I got these bags, I was really excited, and then I started thinking they were a little small and they wouldn't carry everything I need them to carry, and I kind of got in my head about it. But I've got almost everything that I would take with me that we've done as a family camping trip. And I got more than enough stuff to just be out here and be driving around. But I got my tent and everything in this one, and then this is the fuel bag, so I got extra fuel in there in case I need it. Rotate that a little bit, but yeah, I just pretty happy with this whole setup, and kind of spent a lot of time trying to get all this stuff ready. And this is my chair, my little table. Those were bonus items. I have another one of these bags. Could have easily put it in there and kind of tuck that together. And if I wanted to do this with a passenger, I could probably strap the fuel bag somewhere else. Maybe even on the back of that. But yeah, pretty happy. And really liking this part of the route, so let's hope I can get down this mountain without trying to wipe out here. Okay. I have service up here, so I sent a few messages to my wife. Oh, let me turn that off before I forget. So that is brakes all the way down on the back. Which way did I come from? Down here, I think. So there is sometimes when the anti-lock brake thing isn't the greatest, I think, but for the most part it's not too bad. No traction control on there. Alright, back on the trail here. Hello. Don't fall off. Falling off is bad. Someday I need to figure out when I could take some time and go to try to meet up with my uncle in Mexico. I think him and I could go have a good time playing around in Mexico on the motorcycles. He's lived there most of my life, and I know he's had some adventures he's been on motorcycles, but I don't know how much like adventure bike kind of thing necessarily, but I don't care. It doesn't have to be adventurous. It would be an adventure no matter what it was, I guess is what I mean to say. Oh, I forgot to look up there. It was 8,000 something feet. Still 83 on my thing. I don't know if it's right. kind of trailhead or something over there. Not sure if you were able to see it in my little fan over my luggage, but I've got my gloves kind of tucked in underneath some straps, but kind of hoping that out in the breeze they'll dry out a little bit. It was colder wearing the gloves than it is without them because they're wet. And I'm going fairly slow now, but I think temperature's a little bit warmer than what it was too, so I don't know if I'll end up going up again or not. I dropped 300 feet since the last time I looked at it. But, oh, that's cool. Water thing. I'm assuming there's probably another set of mountains and stuff to go over before we, I don't know. On the roads, it drops pretty quick on the way to Carrizozo, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Don't think I'm ready to sell my dirt bike yet because I kind of think I want to do some family stuff on dirt bikes, but totally could sell my dirt bike. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to do what I wanted to on this one or not, but man, this thing eats this stuff up, and I'm just more and more happy with it all the time. And I really could still do some suspension tuning, but like, I don't know. The faster you go, the better it is. Until I get loose over here and lose it or something. But it's just what I was looking for. I do think that I would really like the Honda Transalp as well. Or possibly a African Twin, but I can't touch either one of those for twice what I paid for this. Obviously this is older. Well, there's Africa Twins that are this old too, but I kind of fell in that rut and I got myself out on purpose just to see how it was, and it really wasn't too bad. I should quit playing with ruts before I lose it, but there's a car. Probably somebody out hiking, or maybe they saw me and they pulled over. I don't know. I don't think anybody's in there. Well, let's see. I think it was about 8 o'clock when we started out. Now it's almost 1:30, so got 114 miles on since we left Alamogordo, and I don't know exactly how far we are from Carrizozo, but it's not terribly far. Seems like it got a little muddier here. I remember on one of the videos I watched where they do the trail ride of the BDR, it had rained and it was in the beginning over by between Del City and Weed. But some of the riders were having trouble with their front tires building up with mud and then getting stuck on their fender. So I know that that's a possibility for my bike with the low fender it's got, so something that's kind of in the back of my mind. Now we're back to the gravel again. I have a feeling we're coming out to Civilization Road here. Yeah. I'm gonna look at the map here for a second and then I'll come back. Well, my Onyx off-road is acting kind of dumb. I was able to look around those other roads that I saw. They dead end into other stuff, so that's pretty much the only way through there, but it really wasn't too bad. It is just past the road quality that my wife would want to drive on. But I mean, I just did it with a 600-pound bike, so it wasn't too bad. I was gonna try to show you on the map, but then I think it has service, so it's not doing the download, but it doesn't have enough service to work. It's kind of what I'm thinking. So I figured I'll see, once I get a little closer to town here, it'll probably come back around. Then there's the next question. It's, almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Do I call it for this adventure, or should I see if I can knock out the third section? So if I do the third section, I may end up spending a night somewhere, but I got my tent. Or I could go back to my camper, load up, and head back for Texas. I guess it just depends on what I want to do. So I'll get to Carrizozo and try to decide what I want to do.